So I'm using an indicator here. It's called iSessions. It breaks the market down into 8 hour blocks. So we have Asian session, European, and U.S. markets. So U.S. markets, this is the kind of run to the U.S. market. And the blue sessions is the feistiest session. Of course, U.S. market here is when you climax here, just roll over the top. That becomes a giant engulf. U.S. session engulfs. Since it's a 1 hour chart, we can really exploit the 25 pip grid, so we can run 25 pip stops here. I think this is the recipe on the 1 hour with the 8 hour blocks. Just even the Asian breakout people. So the Asian breakout people, they put a buy stop here and a sell stop here, and they get filled long. But they have to get out of something because they must know there's sellers up here on this shelf. And if they didn't, and they didn't move their stop, then they got stopped out. So that's how that one kind of clunky trade plan would work out. Here I'd be buying right now the pullback. If I think that's a top bottom, but hopefully I'm long because I had limits here when we spiked down. So this 1 hour chart. Now this is going to be a little bit more high frequency trading than the 4 hour chart, but we get 8 hour blocks here to tell us that the lonely wick, we have more opportunity on the 1 hour chart because we got more where we can put a nice order down here and start buying into the Asian fake out. So the Asian robots got their ass kicked. They buy stop, sell stop. Yeah, how'd that work out for you? Well, maybe you are still going to be buying that pullback. Okay, we're looking for some kind of drift up into Asia. And we start all over again. So the up and coming buy zones are here, already plotted out. Kind of easy to, the 1 hour on top of the 8 hour. So it's dual time frame template. The Williams fractals are going to show up more prominently on the 1 hour charts because you have an opportunity to get a turnaround reversal entry. So if you're going to play the game of fade the fractal on the 1 hour, you're always going to get in where they're stacking up. All these turnarounds, these swing lows, swing highs, start to create these really ripe zones. So the current swing low, swing high, pretty 25 pip windows we're looking to get into here. So this really gets very ripe for the picking. I picked that off. We're still long a little bit, but I'm very much into selling into this. Also, don't really have a thing on that. So we have the 1 hour little supply zone stacking up now, looking for some kind of drama here. But it's the end of the day, so we're going to have to think about buying here and selling above that. So if I'm going to sell away from the 8 hours, I'm going to sell new highs on the 8 hour and new lows on the 8 hour. My trade plan's pretty simple. So I'm going to buy that zone. For the rest of the week, this will be the major buy zone down here all week long. And for the next 12 hours, I'm going to sell up in there. And that's just how it's going to be. Because I don't have another plan for the trade. Because I don't really want to buy this pullback on this kind of supposed trend trade here. Don't really feel like it. So, these are good. Here's a nice little triangle formation. comes back. Yeah, big explosion there. Now we're looking for the, here comes the end of the day. And I've got my buy limits here. Don't want to chase it. And if this just becomes a spike down and retrace to here, then that's the trade. That's got to be it for me. I can't take all these long, dramatic moves. Like selling above this for this trade, that's it. And, you know, if you stayed long enough, yeah, it comes back, scoops out this 8 hour. So it's just after that 8 hour thing. If your sell limit started above this 8 hour block, then your first scalp is out right now. Plus you can plan out the day. This is now on the 8 hour, on the 4 hour time frame, this thing's throwing the frames out. I think it throws them out in advance. Maybe it's just a block at a time here. But you know it's the end of the day here. And, you know, for the trend traders that have bought, you know, they're long. Okay, you know, maybe they bought here on a stop. Well, they're only up 20 pips, you know, and they had to take this punishment, right? Even to survive to be up this much. So I'm thinking buy limits all the next day here. And that's going to be my entry. I think I'm at the fastest playback speeds because we're inside a 1 hour time frame. I think no, we're not maxed out. So let me speed it up. Now, so the 1 hour, I mean, these 8 hour blocks are really useful if you're going to buy those 8 hour new lows is all you're doing. You want to get the deal, you know, and the same with the high side there. So if I'm short right now because it can trap that blue block, I can go get cashing out of something there and holding for the long move. That could be this. That could be the high of the week. I don't know where we're at in the week here, but go to the max speed. Okay, so I got to be pretty quick. Okay, so it's giving us in advance that blocks, so we can see. Oh well, you know, if we do a time price here, let's slow it down. We can think ahead on these trades. Get our tickets in this spot here now. And on the sell side, I'd be careful because the high here, we don't know how far back that goes. And if it goes really deep into like 3 years, if we're tipping into a 5-year window right now, we could just rip up, or it could just tip up. It could tip up and come back. But the danger is it could just rip like it did here. And that might have surprised you if you were looking left enough. When you took out these 3 fractals and made this fake breakout here, and you're selling into that, it could be a white knuckle event, right? But there's cash outs of 25 pips within 3 hours here on this 1 hour chart. You can see them clearly. And okay, so you had to scalp out of something here if you sold this block because it looks like they're going to keep going up. The trend traders are on this. You know, we're keep buying all the pullbacks. So, all right, here comes Asian session. And so I'd go flat maybe in the Asian. Now, spreads are going to get very wide here. It's not going to show in playback here, but we know when we see that white line that the delta is garbage here until we get about 4 hours into this 8 hour block. We still got our buy limits down here. And maybe summits really far north, way beyond. Here's where you have to have your orders have to be splayed out very wide. If you're going to use the same amount of K, if you always trade 50K, so if you trade 50 pip stops on every ticket, and you got a 10K in there, that's $5 a ticket, it's $50. You're allowed to trade 10 tickets. So that gives you a huge spectrum of flexibility. That's what I'm aiming at, is the flexibility of it, so I don't have to really concern how critical the price entry. It could just be the news comes out and the market explodes and it hits a fresh low and it can't last and comes back. But it could still keep tanking. So here, if I didn't scalp out of this at the end of the U.S. session, here comes Asia. I can take out this high. Now I feel like I'd put some sell limits in now. Sure, let's put some sell limits in. I'm going to assume that there's nothing dangerous to the left. I mean, it really wouldn't matter anyways, because your stop is your stop, and that's not going to change. It's perceived risk because you think, well, if it goes up, yeah, they stop you out. You know, there's another trade next week or next day, next 8 hours. So I really can't worry about that. So the next trade is all you care really about. Because even if you made 5 winning trades in a row, now the pressure, I guess, to make keep that up, or you know that it's only a matter of time before some idiot comes out with an idea that everybody gloms onto, because it becomes some virtuous thing to be a complete moron. Moron signaling. See how moronic I am? I mean, used to be, that's why comedy went away, because you couldn't just be moronic for the fun of it. It had to be like working in it. Okay, I'm waiting for them to start hitting my sell limits I put up here. So let's run it up there. Let's see if they hit my sell limit. They start above that diamond up here. Okay, here comes the Asian session. And this is going to be a little white knuckle. I don't know how far back that vacuum goes. All right, I got filled on something. Now they're really hitting my sell limits up there. Let me stick this to one notch. Okay, here comes the European session. I'm going to take out Asia here. I'm going to break out, or is it a fake out? So I got my sell limits up there. I'm like, oh boy, you know, this, I'm really kind of counting on a fake out. I just really get nervous buying into these, I got buy limits too running. I would definitely go for both strategies here. I got buy limits here and sell limits above right now. So in this Asian session, they're trapping the buy stoppers here. We're buying into that. If it's going down, they're trapping them. Otherwise, they're right. They're trading that breakout right now. Breakout traders are getting filled, so let's see how far they can take it. I'm not really going to be that. I'm not going to buy here. Even though it might go up 50 pips. And it's kind of weird, but, you know, I'd have to hot tie stop. Am I going to run on that? And I'd rather buy on limits on a plunge here. So here comes the big drama. Europe's going to open. News out of Europe and then all the way into the U.S. I'm thinking there's a beatdown coming. And I still got this big. I've donated the rest of the day to this trade plan. Probably the rest of the week. I can go out to here now. Here we come. Top Tick Tommy is trapped long here. See him coming to the stack of tickets now. Here we come. Come and hit my tickets. So this is a beatdown that I expect to happen. Donating about a standard lot in this whole array. I'm getting filled on about 5K now. coming down in. Let's set it and forget this trade. I put that trade on 12-hour expirations. So in Asia, I could have put that 5 p.m. I could have placed these for, put an expiration of 12 hours on these tickets, and you drop them right here at the end of the day. So 5 p.m. I'm dropping a whole trade plan of buy limits down here for the whole day. I don't care what day it is. I don't care what the news is. I don't care about anything. I don't care about anything. And I might be slightly short from some little thing here. So the buyers should be coming in now. And the bulls buy 1 hour pullbacks. Let's assume that. It seems logical. That'd be the thing to do. Okay, then they're making money. I'm making money on my buy limits. If I bought the Trap of Asia there, I should change the color of these tickets, but all right, this is, okay, I got to delete these boxes here. Can't see Asia. Okay, so the fractals got the top of Asia, and this we still got this buy limits pending. I still want to buy more. I'll come down to this price. Let's carve this out. Take out all these, this liquidity here. Of course, the big deep bin. All week long, we're buying here. All right, looks like game on. We're going to crush in. And then we got until U.S. markets. All day. All day buy here. Okay, now I'm in about, let's estimate any new limits filled. I'm still in 5K underwater. I'm trying to pick up another 10K here on this drop. We're expecting the market to sell off. I just can't imagine selling now into that. Even though I think it's going down. It's a 1 hour chart. And 4 hour, you know, different world, but okay, we just took out the 8 hour block from Asia. Now we're coming into these deep discount feeding frenzy. Getting filled. I'm in 20K now. 25 maybe. I'm going to take some K off the table on a bounce to this low of Asia. So this is the scalp 2, but I put more tickets in down. So this is a nice pace. I think the 1 hour chart with the 8 hour blocks gives you all the information you need to know. Relevant stuff. Plus you can think about buying all day long. Or selling all day long. I guess that's how I think about it. Because the rate of fill and the amount of tickets, I guess it's a, you know, in this chart, you know, it's a pretty calm market. It's not ripping like this. This is crazy town here. Now, if you can see this setup coming, this is amazing, right? You come down here in this 25 pip window in Asia, and it's like, wow, it's breaking out the daily. So this is a day. This is 1 day. You just made a new daily low. You buy that new. If you coming in the other side of that, and then here comes Europe opening. They take out the high Asia, and they're coming after all that. But the sell limits that live on top of the 8 hour blocks are making money, right? Filled it, come back. Big tickets here, those got filled. So if you trade trap to trap on the 8 hour, now I'm cashing out into the Asian session. Or I've got some greedy targets built in. I'm almost in that 5K that I bought here is, I'm going to cash out. Now, maybe I'll let that go, but now I come in with buy limits again right now. This is how it's going to go. Buy limits now. It's going to be like that. Like this. And cashing out. Kind of going almost flat with the account right now. And then I put sell limits up there. I want to go flat actually right here at this equilibrium tipping point. Okay, now I'm flat. Waiting to get filled on limits all over again. At the end of the hour there, people probably are selling. It does look like we're going to go after this new high. We're going to push it up there. Nice, right at the Asian, just kind of little pocket there. That was a great little scalp. That's over. Yeah, it's a 1 hour, 2 hour trade. So if you're still holding, that would be the trend traders. People that are looking at this saying, I buy any pullback I see. The deeper the pullback, the better. I bought this pullback, I bought this pullback. They're still holding, right? They're building. Maybe they're building during the trend. They're like, I just keep adding to this thing. And one day they're going to dump it. They probably would have dumped when you took out the high this day. And all the people that are short here are just saying, well, you know what? When Europe opens, we're just going to crush it down again. But I like I say, I flat here. I go flat, and then still got the buys here and all day. So 1 hour chart, you can really see these as possibilities. 4 hour chart, I don't have the patience, honestly. I mean, the 8 hour blocks on top, and you can make these. But 8 hours is fair enough. There's only 3 sessions a day. There's only 3 trades a day here to worry about from the trap standpoint. Okay, I got buy limits getting filled now. So I'm back in 5K all over again. 5K, 10K, 20K. So I trade about 200K a day on this chart like this. And a 25 pip grid. Now you could definitely fatten it up and you could say, well, we're going to buy fucking 50K, 100K, 150K. We're down. The market's plunging into my limit grids and we scalp out of the bottom of that. We got to. We cannot. If we're up $800 in 150K, then we got to get out. Like, I don't think I'll let that ride. Okay, so I'm getting filled here on buy limits. Now here I could run the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hours. That's 4 bars down, and I still have a dream of them taking it down to that big box down there, but I'm not going to wait that long. I'm just not. I'm buying now, and I'm buying tons if we get below that this little delta, this little turnaround diamond. That's when I'm really going to load up in this pocket. All right, so we're long, and we're going to hold that. Now we're looking to take this out. So here's where I'm kind of stuck. I usually think, well, should have bought more, should have held more. You know what? So I'm only in like a 5 or 8K now. Do I buy at the market? Yeah, maybe a little bit now. Because I'm like, it looks like we're going to take out the high of the day. And, wow. Now I put the buy limits in. I don't think I'm in big enough, honestly. I don't think I did. So let's probably put buy limits in. So that's the way I look at it. And then I'll run more than one account on this one instrument. So on the swing account, if I trade 1 or 2 currencies max, can't think past that. So I would buy this. Maybe I'm long here on my swing account, and this on the scalping account, I'm just going nuts, right? I'm just trading the shit out of the scalp account. And the scalp account might make more money. It would make consistent money, where the swing account maybe is like, at the end of the day, you're underwater. The scalp account, hopefully you're getting out of this thing here. Did you catch that wick here? Let me just, that happened kind of quick. We missed that. See how they filled that? So I know that I picked up a 10K there. Right, because I did a rinse and repeat in this little mini vac. It made a new low on the 1 hour. So, okay, now I'm long. Here comes U.S. markets. What's going to happen? Coming into the U.S. Opens, and then it's over. So it's about 6 in the morning here. It's threshold right now. So it's starting at 5 p.m. So 1 o'clock. So it's going to end of the day there. Not much action, but this threshold is crossover into US as the last pop. So we're looking to take out this blue box. We're still holding quite a bit of, and we got buy limits running again. So watching it unfold, we just think that it has to pop up here if only for a minute. Or actually, if I still got buy limits pending here, then I'm really hoping for this glorious target here, and that's going to be just a ripe, super deep ripe. But this goes way back. This could go back 3 years, so I got to be very careful there. But I'm long into it this time, only because that's where I'm at this particular time when I come to the chart. So if you can let go of your trade plan and just start a new trade plan right here, every 8 hours you'd have a different new trade plan based on whatever has happened in the last 8 hours. Or actually all the 8-hour blocks on this chart. And someday maybe this buying below here next week, that's going to be an amazing place to buy, but not right now. Or maybe, so the cool thing about this sessions is that this session is based on the possibility that I was taking into account this whole range. It's kind of cool. It's like a trailing range thing on that. All right, looking for this thing to start cashing out. I'm scalped out of something, I know. I don't really want to, and I could probably go flat right now on everything I'm in. Honestly, if it's a fast execution broker, I just dump the whole thing right now. Just dump right now. And do it again. Buy limits. US Opens. It could be psychotic. We could come smashing down. Okay, so let's try to get some. This should be crazy. I think it's going to tank. So I think that, or, if you're still slightly long on something, I put sell limits up there now. They've been stacking up also up there and just didn't mark it off. But let's assume at least 50 pips above and below. Of course, the robot's looking to, it keeps putting sell limits up to here, hoping one day it gets filled. Actually, I think those are pending quite a bit of time. Looks like it, okay, looks like we're going up. I got orders in a 50 pip window up here, and this is going to be quick and dirty. Or it's a big trap. This is the tipping point. Let's speed it up. Go max speed here. Alright, so let's just go through it. Alright, I'm selling into that. And of course, it's a white knuckle-ish, but, that's, I like buying into plunges, but selling is always awkward. Okay, I'm short on something. I'm definitely out of those other tickets. Alright, scalped out of something. Now I put sell limits in again. I'm looking for a big rally now. Hopefully I go into the end of the day short and cash out at the end of the day here. So took something off the table there. I had to have because of that. Such a fast little. All right, now Now I'm short. I'm going to go short into the Asian session. 25 pips in. I'm ready to sell 50 pips into this. I'm going to go into some serious. Now I'm in about 30K short. Looking to get 75K here on another rally. Should go short again on limits. Okay, really short on that. European session. Asian fake breakout there to the north side. Big trend, it's an uptrend. Every day is a higher higher. It's crazy. Okay, heavily short. Wow, really taking some heat. Probably 120K there. Okay. I'm going to sell 200K max per day. Okay, we're pretty short. We got some more dry powder to go short here as soon as they open into U.S. market. Selling, I'm still short from that. I just sold so much. Now I'm in 240K. Probably down about $300. Okay, now I'm selling about, like I said, I don't know how far left. I just sold, I'm at 500. Okay, I'm short $1 million position right now. Down about $1,500. Okay, so I'm still holding it. We got a cash out. As soon as we see 50 pips, we're going to get out of something. All right, cashing out. Scalped at the end of the hour. Still holding some shorts now. Looking for a little follow through. I don't think it's going to turn on a dime on that 1 hour chart. I think I could still come back to that round number, a big black line. No. But I wouldn't add to my shorts here. Not based on how $1 million position there at the top. And I may have to wait for Asia to cash out of this. So end of the day, drift. You just have to hold this, I suppose. So in a big move like that, it's really... So when the market heats up like that, you had to know that anything above this price was going to be brutal. Like, it's just going to be psychotic. Okay, Asia. It's still going up. Still holding my original shorts on this price pulse. Anything above here, you knew was going to be crazy. All right, I'm still holding my shorts from here. I'm looking to make money as I come back to this, my target. Okay, and European session might take us down there, or we're going to just keep going up. And now get crushed. So I'd say by U.S. markets open, we'll know. Never made it to this entry. We went for the sell side just because it went higher. And I think I cashed out of something there. If I held, am I still holding, because as soon as they, the buyers came in that little slot, now it looks like they might rip my head off and just keep going against me here. Still holding that position. So that would be a swing. I would let the other account, I would just say that's going to be a swing trade for that account. I would donate that account to this trade. That's going to be that's all that thing's going to do is do that one trade now. U.S. market's open now. Get ready to cash out if it tanks. Still short from that. Taking out the, okay, finally cashed out. So that was tough, that was a long, grueling, white knuckle trade there, shorting into that. Now buy limits. I say buy limits is easy. Easy trade. I'm not about to sell into that. So if you're still holding the top of that, it's a great trade. Anyways, that's my 1 hour. 1 hour on the 8 hour blocks.